All right, no one is exactly sure what the hell is going on right now between Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and President Donald Trump, the most powerful man in the world. I've known Donald Trump a lot longer. My loyalty is to him. I'm a little bit skeptical of Elon Musk, but not that much. I actually have three theories about what's going on. The first one, I'm pretty sure that's the one that I'll sign my name to. The other two are possibilities. Theory number one, this feud, it is all for show. It is all strategic. It was planned way ahead of time. A lot of things are going on right now. We all know that Elon Musk took a lot of incoming for his association with Donald Trump, right? The left that used to love him, they hate him. And President Trump acknowledged that every step of the way. Like this.
I just want to thank him. He's going through a lot, what they're doing to him. And these people are going to be caught, and they're going to be caught, and they're going to be prosecuted. Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
The cause,
That's right. Saving America.
It's very unfair. What he is a patriot. Here's a man that I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. So I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot.
So President Trump has been acutely aware of what Elon Musk was going through, what his business was going through, right? And the vehicles being burned up, vandalized, people doing nasty investigative pieces on Elon Musk, you know, who he's dated, who he's had children with, all the stuff, his alleged drug use. He has been through the ringer, all for his association with President Trump. That really is what brought it on. All this stuff, and people showing up at the dealerships. I mean, he never, ever had to deal with this stuff before. He was always like the greatest guy in the world. And then they're breaking his dealerships. Cops are all over the place. He didn't like it. He wasn't used to it. He didn't deserve it. And I think that this was a plan that they hatched. We'll have a war. You'll get your distance from me. It'll be great. You'll be rehabilitated with the left. And the left used to really love him.
In the history of spaceflight, only 4 entities have launched a space capsule into orbit and successfully brought it back to the Earth: the United States, Russia, China, and Elon Musk.
People have called you the real Tony Stark. Okay, you've got your finger in so many different advanced technologies. As I said, SpaceX, Tesla, now you've got Solar City and the solar pack that people put in their houses. Are you sincerely trying to save the world?
Ultra-leftist Stephen Colbert was a huge fan. And what did he do? He was just getting us into outer space, building cool cars, the satellite stuff. It was all great until he hooked up with Donald Trump. I don't believe that Elon Musk has turned on Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump has turned on Elon Musk. Things like this, they don't just evaporate. When he came out and campaigned relentlessly for Donald Trump, he made all kinds of points that I had never considered before, like this one.
What an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
It's a really interesting way to think of it, right? That was months later. He fist pumped Donald Trump after getting shot. How unique is this? And this is courage under fire. I know Elon still knows that. I know President Trump still appreciates Elon. And there's something else about that moment. This is Butler, Pennsylvania, before the election, after, of course, getting shot a couple of months after that. Listen to this. The way Elon Musk puts it, this is nothing about the budget. This is nothing about reconciliation. This is nothing about Doge. But this is everything about what was really on the line Election Day in 24.
And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And If people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. President Trump must win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America. Yes.
And it was nothing about government efficiency. Of course, we want that. President Trump wants that. That wasn't the focus, right? It was all about saving this country. President Trump has done that. And I don't think Elon Musk has forgotten that. And let's not forget that how much money did he spend, Elon Musk, getting President Trump elected? Nearly $300 million. Does he suddenly regret all that? I don't think so. I think this was a deliberate schism. And I've seen President Trump do this before. I'll show you an example in a little bit. This is the other reason why I really like Elon Musk. I don't believe a man who thinks like this, what he's about to say here, could be capable of genuinely believing the things he's saying right now on Twitter. That's another thing. Let's face it. This is stuff on Twitter. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything, potentially, I think. Check this out.
What are the two ingredients that are really necessary in order to cut the budget deficit in half from 2 trillion to 1 trillion? And it's really two things: competence and caring. And if you add competence and caring, you'll cut the budget deficit in half.
It's a beautiful thing. Competence and caring. For him to be worried about those two things, especially the caring part. I have more on why I think that this was deliberate in a second. But let's go to the other theory. Theory number 2. This is a real breakup. And if it is all Elon's fault. Yes, it is. Because Elon, for all the incredible things that he has done, the space, the satellites, the PayPal, whatever, he doesn't have any real political experience. And when he sits in that cabinet room with some serious heavyweights, some serious intellects, he's met his match. Most of these people have more political experience than he does. And that may have been humbling for him. I'm told that there was a very serious argument, blowout even, between Elon Musk and Secretary Sean Duffy, Secretary of Transportation. Now, Elon Musk probably never heard of Sean Duffy before, doesn't fully appreciate that Sean Duffy served in the House of Representatives, was a district attorney in Wisconsin, and brought real political chops to the situation. Elon Musk, in comparison, in many ways, was something of an amateur. Same goes for Elon Musk versus Scott Bessent. The word is these guys had a real raging fight right in the Oval Office, and the president had to side with Scott. Number one, Scott's Senate confirmed. Elon was there on a work permit, temporary permission slip from somebody. It wasn't. So that's what I think. I think that he was possibly intimidated in his own way. And a man who jumps up and down like this doesn't necessarily, let's face it, Elon's a little bit different. He's got some quirks. And he wouldn't be Elon Musk if he didn't have those quirks, right? To become a genius like that, you can't be a genius at everything. You can't be that good and really, he's a little bit off, I'm told, in interpersonal skills. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. But if it is a genuine breakup, I blame Elon Musk. Sorry. All right, the last theory is, I actually don't know what the hell's going on. I will say that the tweet initially threw me for a loop when Elon comes out there and raises the whole Epstein thing. What does he say there? Time to drop the really big bomb is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. This is where, for a second, I'm like, oh, my God, no. But then, they're just playing with each other. I don't think that this is crossing the line. I think it's a great big joke. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. The Epstein files is 10,000 pages long. Everybody that Epstein ever met, made a phone call to, that person's name is in some stupid file that goes on and on forever. Not a stupid file. There's some really serious stuff in there. People I know and respect disagree with me. Sean Farish, the MAGA activist, does a great Trump impression. He doesn't see it that way. Let's hear him out.
If Donald Trump was in any way, shape, or form involved in the heinous, disgusting sexual crimes that Jeffrey Epstein and many of his clients have been alleged to commit, do you think they would have wasted time with Alvin Bragg, with Fannie Willis, with nonsense prosecutions over January 6th, with E. Jean Carroll? You think they would have wasted any time on any of that? Absolutely not. That accusation, that post that Elon threw out there was reckless. It was irresponsible. I believe it did irreparable damage to his political brand. I think he's done in politics, and he should be. I think he's showing everybody that he's not cut out for politics.
All right, Sean's a great guy. I disagree. President Trump has been known to say some pretty wild things on the internet and elsewhere himself. In 2016, who remembers when he said Ted Cruz's father may have been linked to the Kennedy assassination? I remember that. He called in Fox and Friends and said it out loud.
His father was with Lee Harvey Oswald prior to Oswald's being, shot. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. What is this, right prior to his being shot? And nobody even brings it up. I mean, they don't even talk about that.
Okay, so, all right. Epstein, JFK assassination, they're both pretty bad. This is the art of the conflict. There's something going on here, and I'll show you. What's my theory again? Back to my theory. It's all for show. I've seen President Trump do this before with a close friend and ally. Piers Morgan, the British guy who shows up in America a lot, he had an interview scheduled with President Trump. It was supposed to be a big one. And, man, they were promoting the hell out of it.
Okay, Piers, I'm ready.
A former president in denial.
I'll be completely straight with you to your face.
I think I'm a very honest man. Much more honest than you, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a free and fair election. You lost.
Only a fool would think
You
that.
think I'm a fool?
I do now, yeah.
With
Excuse me.
respect. Okay, with respect,
The
you haven't
legislature-
produced the hard evidence.
Excuse me.
The most explosive interview of the
I
year.
don't think you're real. This
I
is
realize
just
I'm not like-
very
I
dishonest.
just have-
Let's finish up the interview.
Morgan versus
Turn the
Trump.
camera up. Very dishonest.
Only on Talk TV.
Man, when I saw that, I was so angry at Piers Morgan because at that point he had, was going to be Mr. MAGA and he was playing footsie. And I thought, we all got fooled again. And I laid it out on Twitter. I was so mad. What did I say about Piers Morgan? Something long. Wait, can I see that? Looks like Piers pulled a cheap stunt. BS, Piers. You always play to your swamp friends in the end. Then I actually watched the interview. And it was a piece of cake for everybody involved.
Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression
I'm
whipped?
familiar with the
I won't
phrase.
use the full expression. But Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen.
The most whipped man in the world.
I don't know, that's going to be a big one, but he is a whipped man, yeah.
Harry and Meghan, he has an opinion on everything, and it's one of the reasons why we like him. Whipped, maybe. So the interview was fine, but they both colluded, President Trump and Piers Morgan, to make it seem like they had a big fight. I know it's not as on the scale of this Elon Musk thing, but it's kind of the same spirit. All right, once again, I'm going with my first theory that this was a for show, all for show. And even if it wasn't, these guys can be friends again. President Trump has shown the very Christian capacity to forgive